guys, welcome back to All Dolled Up. Today I've got quite an exciting video. I think it's exciting anyway. It's my 10 favorite drugstore products that you can get in South Africa. So by that I mean products you can get at Clicks and Dis-Chem and pharmacies, places like that, that are inexpensive and that do an amazing job. So I've limited it to makeup for this video. If you'd like me to do another one maybe with tools and that kind of thing, then just let me know. So let's get started. The first one is an eyeshadow primer by NYX, and it's called their HD High Definition Eyeshadow Base. The reason I like this so much is because it really helps to keep my eyeshadow on my eyes. I've got very oily skin, as you know, and oily eyelids, and my eyeshadow will just crease. I don't even bother wearing eyeshadow without primer. And usually I would use the Urban Decay Primer Potion, which is fantastic. But I, a while ago, went in search of a drugstore alternative, and I found this, and I think it's great. So it's not quite as good as the Urban Decay one in the sense that it doesn't amplify pigment, so it won't make your eyeshadows kind of brighter and bolder, but it will make your eyeshadows last longer and it will stop them from creasing, which is really all I'm looking for from an eyeshadow primer. So I love this product, and like I say, drugstore, inexpensive. It's a really, really good find. They do another one in a little white pot, which is also called an eyeshadow base, but I don't find that one works very well. This one is the good one for me. The next one is my very favorite base, probably for the whole year, and it is the LA Girl Pro BB Cream. This is really a very lightweight tinted moisturizer. So if you like heavy coverage, this won't be for you. But I've been wearing this a lot. It's what I've got on my face today. It's very lightweight. It comes in a ton of shades. And I'm talking like from the palest pale to dark, dark skin tones. The texture is really creamy. It blends beautifully. It looks very natural. It very much looks like skin. It doesn't look like it's sitting on your face, which I really, really like. I mean, I hate those really kind of heavy, cakey looking bases. It's super cheap. It's under 70 Rand as far as I can remember. The only problem is it does tend to sell out really quickly and it's very difficult to get your hands on. So if you do see it in a Dis-Chem, then have a look and see if you can find a shade. I wear a couple of shades, either neutral or this one which is light medium, which is more my winter color, but they're kind of similar. So go have a look and swatch them. The concealer that is in this range is also really good. Next up is by far my favorite cream highlighter, whether high-end or budget, and that is the Revlon Photo Ready SKINLIGHTS. So this is a face illuminator. So it's one of those products that has a very, very fine shimmer. You can either mix it into your foundation or you can just pop it on the high points of your cheeks as a cream highlighter itself. It's so natural looking. Like there's no chunky glitter. It doesn't look all like super shiny. Just very subtle and gorgeous, and just, I mean, I love them. And the tubes are enormous. I mean, I don't know how I'd ever get through them because I use such a tiny amount. I've got two shades. I've got 100, which is Bare Light, which is slightly lighter. It's kind of a champagne color. And then I've got 300 Peach Light, which I think would be amazing in summer. I just got it recently, so I haven't really used it much yet, but it's a bit more of a warm champagne. Gorgeous. They also have like a dark bronze version, which would be amazing for dark skin. So these are awesome, and also one of my favorite products from Revlon. Next up isn't technically from Clicks or Dis-Chem, it's actually from TOPSHOP. It is their Mohawke bronzer. Now the reason I've included this is because it is very much in that price range. So although you can only get it from selected TOPSHOPs, it's inexpensive and it is amazing. It's my favorite bronzer that I've tried this year. It goes on smoothly, it blends nicely, it's a wonderful shade. It's not too warm, it's not too cool, it's kind of like a milk chocolate shade. And honestly, I've used it so much, and I've barely even gotten through the TOPSHOP embossing. So I think this is the kind of product that, even though it's inexpensive, will also last you a really long time. The quality is amazing. Next up are some of my favorite eyeshadows, and these are from Wet n Wild, which is a brand that launched in South Africa about a year or 18 months ago. And one of the things they do best is eyeshadows, and you wouldn't believe it because they are cheap as anything. They are amazing. They're very pigmented. They are soft as butter. They blend gorgeously. They come in amazing shades. So I'll show you some of the ones that I have. One of my favorites is this little mono shadow, which I'm fairly sure is like 40 Rand or something ridiculous. And this is in the shade Nutty. And it's a lovely kind of satin, kind of like matte groundwork, but a satin finish. Very smooth, like I said, amazing level of pigment, really beautiful everyday eyeshadow. As you can see, I've hit pan it, and I don't hit pan on many eyeshadows, let me tell you. Then I've got a couple of palettes. This is the Comfort Zone palette, which includes 8 beautiful eyeshadows, including this one here, which is a straight up dupe for MAC Club, and then a bunch of other wearable shades. I also have Walking on Eggshells, which is another great day-to-day eyeshadow trio. Nice pinky champagne color, a lovely bronzy shade, and then the champagne, a paler one for your brow bone. And then I also have this one, which is a gorgeous winter and autumn palette. I can never open. And this is, I think this was a limited edition one. It's called Smoke and Melrose. And it's also just a gorgeous collection of colors that, you know, you could do a bunch of different looks with. And like I say, the quality is way, way better than you would expect for the price. Now for my favorite mascara from the drugstore, and in fact, favorite mascara of all time. You'll probably know this. Max Factor False Lash Effect. So I've tried tons of mascaras from the drugstore. Some I love, some are terrible. The majority I think are good. I used to be a huge fan of Clinique High Impact Extreme Volume. I do still love that mascara, but I've just gotten to the point where I can't justify spending that kind of money on mascara because the drugstore ones do such a good job. So this is my just all-time love. I just think it's fantastic. It's so good. It's long-lasting. It doesn't transfer. It doesn't clump ever. It's amazing. If you haven't tried this mascara, go and get it. You will be converted. Next up is another thing that I think I will never again spend big money on, and that is a gel eyeliner. So the drugstore in the last couple of years have started, all the brands, Rimmel, L'Oreal, Maybelline, have all started coming out with little gel eyeliner pots. Most of them also come with really good brushes, which I think is a fantastic deal, and like I say, inexpensive. This is the Maybelline one. This is just black. I just think the quality is great. It's comparable to Bobbi Brown, which is the one that I used to use. And it's the kind of thing that I just think every girl who loves makeup should have in their arsenal. It's wonderful for doing a cat eye, if you can do such a thing. I personally can't. But I use it a lot for tight lining, or if I want a black line on the top of my lash line that I want to last all day, then I'll use gel liner. And it's very like deep black, good pigment, nice and smooth, goes on evenly, doesn't skip, just perfect. Now for one of my favorite lipsticks of all time, and easily my favorite red in fact, and it is from a range by L'Oreal called Collection Exclusive, and it is their Pure Reds. So L'Oreal have got a few ranges in this collection. They have some nudie pinks and they've got this range of reds, and they're based on the skin tones of their various spokesmodels, which means that it's easy to go and pick one that you think will suit your coloring if you have coloring like one of the spokesmodels. This one is Julianne's red. So it is a lovely, bright cherry red. It's super matte and it does not move. It's gorgeous. I wear this color all the time. I love MAC Ruby Woo, but that is easily the most drying lipstick I've ever put on my face, and it makes my lips want to fall off. So I do wear that sometimes, but I much prefer wearing this because it's a much more comfortable formula. It's as long lasting, the color is as beautiful. They aren't dupes, it's a slightly different color, but I just think it's wonderfully brightening. It's also just the perfect Christmas lipstick in my opinion. Now for, again, the best lip glosses ever invented, and they are the NYX Butter Glosses. So I've got 3 of these. I've got Tiramisu, which is the one I'm wearing now, Maple Blondie and Creme Brulee. These, I'm very happy to report, recently launched in South Africa, so you can now get your hands on them as well. They smell like baked goods. Oh my god, they're so good. It's just, they're super creamy, they're totally non-sticky, they're sheer, so you don't have to worry about a really opaque lipstick sliding all over your face. They are comfortable, they actually are fairly long lasting for what they are. I mean, glosses are never going to be a super long lasting product, but for what they are, they do wear on your lips for quite a long time. And the colors are all really lovely. They've got a lovely dark, rich purple, they've got a bright pink, they've got a bright red, they've got all of these more neutral shades. Just there's a really awesome collection of colors in this range, and you can get NYX at Clicks. Last but not least is something that I don't wear very often, but when I do, I get them from the drugstore, and that is false eyelashes. So I always buy the ones from Eylure because I think that they are the best, usually because the actual lashes are very nice and fine. I'm not really into like full-on drag lashes. I just want to look like I've got extra thick, luscious lash line. So they have a very thin band, most of them, and very natural looking designs. So this one is one of my favorites, number 154 texture, and it's got an invisible band, and then it's got various different densities of lash. So it can look really natural, but with the right eye look can also be made to look quite dramatic. So it's quite a versatile lash. Another one is with the collaboration they did with Cheryl Cole, and it is number 114. It says a medium weight light lash with a fluffy angled finish. So again, very much an easy lash to wear. It's not too dramatic. Very fine, nice invisible band. I mean, and they're great. And the glue that comes with them, I think, is awesome. I've always used the glue that comes with the pack. Yeah, it's another thing where I just don't see the point in spending money on false lashes with, you know, high-end brands. It just doesn't make sense because the ones at the drugstore are so good. So that is it. That is my top 10 drugstore products available in South Africa. If you have any that you love, then please let me know. I'd love to hear about them. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.